don't really notice how much your beard has grown until you see it like this, and then it's like, oh shit, I have a beard. Hi guys, I am Richie Roberts. I am a writer, director, voiceover actor for Fat Dog Studios, and I love watching anime and anime related things as well as movies. And I'm here to do a review of the trailer, the official trailer that just dropped for Cowboy Bebop, the live action version. Please be good, please be good, please be good. As you can tell, I have watched the trailer. If you haven't, please go watch it first and then come back. Now, if you like this content, please go ahead and give it a like. If you don't like this content, you can give it a dislike, and you can write me a big long letter about how much you hate that I'm doing anime reviews, and gosh darn it, I should be working really hard on putting out those abridged series you're here for and nothing else. But yeah, go ahead and yell at me in the comments. That way the algorithm gods are pleased. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, I've broken this down into pros, cons, hopes, and fears. There's a lot to go through. Surprisingly, a lot more pros in this than I thought there would be. There's a higher pros to cons ratio in here, but I'll try and get through it. Now, I will go ahead and state that I did record this previously with my brother, but unfortunately there are audio issues, and so I'm having to re-record this by myself. So apologies, Jeff Vader. So the music. Holy crap, the music from the actual series is back. And if you don't know, they actually grabbed Yoko Kanno and the seatbelts to come back and redo all of the music. You could tell just from the beginning when Spike is talking with Anna and there's that sax playing, that melancholic sax in there. I'm like, oh my God. If you've seen the whole series of Cowboy Bebop, which I highly encourage you do, you will recognize that riff and that feeling like, oh, so much of Cowboy Bebop was the music, and I'm so glad they got it right. Now, the moments, it had several moments from the show, so if you know nothing about this, there are some spoilery moments, and I get why they put them in, because you're trying to get people who love the anime to actually watch the show. But for first-time people, there's definitely some spoiler territory in here. So if you've got fans that, if you've got people that are interested that haven't seen the actual show, probably better to show them the teaser trailer than it is to show them the official trailer, because, oh, buddy, anytime Vicious shows up on screen, in this trailer, spoilers. So, Faye and Spike's relationship, oh my God, just, they nailed it. They nailed it. Because as much as people want to be like, oh, they're romantic with each other, they weren't. They really weren't. You could kind of maybe surmise that toward the end, that maybe Faye cared about Spike possibly in a romantic way, but if it was like the very, very beginnings of it, honestly. And I just don't see it that way. I mean, everybody's allowed to see things the way that they perceive them. Everybody has their own opinions on the show. I mean, there's a debate about the very ending. We won't go into it. But yeah, for the majority of a lot of the series, it was a very kind of frenemies vibe coming from Faye and Spike, and they really, really got that. They annoyed the hell out of each other. The Bebop breaking down, 100%. So true. Nothing shows how broke you are as bounty hunters than your ship falling apart. I really do feel like Joss Whedon got a lot of the stuff that he used in Serenity and Firefly from kind of some stuff from Cowboy Bebop. Like, come on, man. It came out like, what, 5 years before Cowboy Bebop? Maybe longer? It could have been much longer. But anyway, I just don't see how he could not have seen Bebop, because there was so much of Bebop taken from that. Ein is in it. Ah! And I mean, you put an adorable corgi on screen, you give it the dog tag Ein, and I'm gonna be freaking out. Like, I love it. So yes, obviously you have to have Ein the data dog. That's all I can say about that. The Bebop looks so good. Like, the shots, the outer shots of the Bebop in space when they're going through the gates or preparing to go through the gates, when it's landing in the, I'm just gonna say water because I don't know what body of water from the small frame we had. It could have been the ocean. It could have been a sea. Uh, I don't think it was a river. But anyway, the Bebop landing in the ocean. Oh, the visual effects are really, really good, and I gotta give it to all the visual effects people that worked on this, whether it's just from the basic cinematography to the overall just VFX. Like chef's kiss, because this looks so good. The sign for Little Tijuana and everything. Oh, it looks so good. It's like you pulled it straight from the anime visually. Oh my god, it's so good. And then of course, seeing the swordfish in action at the very end, like it actually taking off and being in motion. Oh, that looks so good. So, yeah, the overall look of this and the music of this, you've nailed two things that desperately needed to be nailed. The visual style of Cowboy Bebop and the musical style of Cowboy Bebop, which are extraordinarily important. I cannot overstate this. Holy cow, that's important. On to the cons. Where's Ed? Yeah. Edward Long Paparu Tibaruski the Fourth. Where be Ed? Apparently Ed is showing up. They just didn't want to reveal it in the trailer. They want it to be a surprise. And I'm like, yeah, but you're pissing off a lot of fans who are like, where the F is Ed? Because Ed is a lot of people's favorites. And for a very good reason, Ed is very much a favorite of a lot of people. For God's sakes, I put Ed in the thumbnail twice for a reason. All right. Now here's the thing. I was under the impression, maybe it was just because they were talking about the teaser, I was under the impression that this series was going to be like adding new episodes, or was new episodes that were separate from the series, so like they wouldn't interfere. It was like, oh, new stories, we get 10 new stories taking place in Cowboy Bebop. But this official trailer is a lot. Pretty much everything I saw was straight from the anime, so this just looks like a live action adaptation of the anime, which makes me wonder, did I misinterpret that, or was I lied to? Like, which one's going on here? Maybe I misinterpreted. It's the likely of the scenarios, but hey, it's not the first time I've been lied to and been fooled. Could have happened, especially when it comes to like big productions of movies and television. Okay, isn't Piero supposed to be fat? That is a thing that I had explained to me later, that in the previous recording, that it was the suit and not the person inside it. So I just remember Piero being fat, and that was my big critique. No Big Shot TV show in this trailer, though it could be in the actual show, so I'm holding out hope. So if you don't know what Big Shots is, or you're not remembering Shucks Howdy, that show where you had the bounty hunter show, all you bounty hunters out in the star system, that whole thing. But God, I still can't get over the visuals of just seeing Jet in his suit sitting in that car, and then Jupiter on the horizon. Like, oh, so just All right, so moving away, those were all the cons. I told you there's more pros than cons. Hopes. This could be great. This could be a great way to introduce new fans to the series. Like, I hope it really, really does well, because yeah, I could recommend this to my parents, who don't watch a lot of anime. They know that I watch anime and they're supportive of it. I think my dad would really dig it. Not sure if my mom would from the get-go, but I think they could really, really dig this show. It's a really good show. So yeah, this could introduce a lot of new fans to Cowboy Bebop, and that overall is the hope. It's like, oh man, you saw the live action, you thought it was really good, you should check out the anime, it's even better. That kind of, it's kind of like, hey, you saw the movie, you should check out the book kind of thing. It definitely looks like they're trying to get this right. Like, I as soon as it was announced, I was like, oh God, no, please don't mess this up. I don't want this to be another repeat of like the Death Note live action. Uh, um, I, now I get that there are people that will have a different opinion from me on this, but I think that Cowboy Bebop is a much better anime series than Death Note. Mostly I just consider it to be one of the holy series. Like, people have messed up Dragon Ball enough or Dragon Ball Z enough at this point that I'm just like, whatever. Like, I'm of the opinion that Dragon Ball Super should not have been made, but I mean, that's just me. It didn't feel like a continuation so much as it felt like more of a cash grab. But you're inclined to disagree with me if you feel that way. Anyway, I just I feel like there's more love that went into this project. There's definitely a sense that everybody that's working on this is a fan of the Cowboy Bebop anime, and I'm just really, really, really enjoying it. I am loving Henry Cho as Spike. I did not think I would. I gotta admit, uh, wow, I am pleasantly surprised to find out that I am not just okay with, but very happy with Henry Cho as Spike. I think he did a very good job. And Mustafa sounds just like Jet. I'm wondering if he went through a bunch of recordings of Bo Billingsley, because I've interviewed Bo Billingsley, or I've participated in an interview of Bo Billingsley. Apologies. And that was for my buddy Drew's podcast. I think he did. Oh God, I'm blanking on the name of it. Link down in the description because I'm gonna do my due diligence and my research afterwards. Link down in the description to see that interview, guys. And holy cow, man, he sounds so much like Bo. Like, I cannot get over that. Like, he sounds like Jet. He looks like Jet. When he put on the glasses, when they were setting everything up in the Bebop, I was like, that's Jet. Mustafa, where's Mustafa? I can't see him. There's Jet. I only see Jet. So well done. Time to get into the fears. Is this going to be the next Death Note live action? And this will not be the only time I talk about that, but that is like my biggest fear, because this could go bad in a hurry. Like, if this does not go well, I feel like it could go bad very, very quickly. This also might turn potential fans away from the Cowboy Bebop anime, which is a freaking crime. I hope, good or bad, it brings people to check out the anime and they're like, oh man, this is amazing. And we're like, right? They're like, I could see why people wanted to give this a live action adaptation, and whether it went well or poorly, at least people got to see the original. Now, my other worry is that if the show only fails slightly, that this may greenlight more bad live action series or movies, not just for Cowboy Bebop, but also for other potential anime turned live action. And there's not a lot of really good versions of live action anime out there, especially produced in the US. So probably the best live action adaptation of an anime that I can think of is the Kenshin series, the Rurouni Kenshin series. And I have mixed feelings on that because of Watanuki. Anyway, so yeah, I talked about this, but Death Note was a good anime, and like that live action was atrocious. But Cowboy Bebop is like, this may just be my personal opinion, but it definitely feels like it's more in the territory. It's in like that holy territory of you should not fuck with this, That's my one F-bomb for this video. Yay. But it definitely feels like it's part of that territory that this should not be messed with. This is perfect as it is. Don't mess with it anymore. Do not adapt this. Just let it be. And I get that anime is not a medium for everybody, but that is my big fear, that this should not have been meddled with, and then somebody meddled with it. So we'll see. Yeah. Hopefully this turns out good. I actually am really, really hopeful for this based on the trailer. I know I ended on such a downer, but honestly, that trailer was so good. And it felt so much like Cowboy Bebop, and you could feel the love behind it, and it felt fun. But I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's just what I think about it. I'm curious, what do you guys think about it? Because this is a big undertaking, and it is a little bit scary, a little bit shaky, especially for the new generations that are coming to anime now, and they're like, their knowledge of anime is like all the stuff that's out right now. So it's like, oh, My Hero Academia, the isekai stuff that's all over the place. Boruto, One Piece. Well, a lot of people are not watching One Piece because they're intimidated by how many episodes it is. And it's like, I can never watch this, and yet they'll sit down and binge something like Friends. I'm sorry, I grew up in the 90s when Friends was on, and I still didn't watch it, and I'm not gonna. Don't care. Give me hate in the comments for not watching Friends and not caring about Friends. Um, that having been said, yeah, guys, I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this trailer. Are you hopeful for this series? Are you fearful for this series? Do you think it never should have been done in the first place? Let me know. The internet is opinionated, and I want yours. That's scary, but it's true. So, that having been said, thank you guys so much for coming by and checking this out. I'll see you in whatever video comes out next. And until then, keep watching more anime.